Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Queensland Premier League Bowl Show. I'm the host. The Doge is beating Bakes by 1 in the tipping contest. Going into the last round. Hello, Bakesy boy.
How you doing, mate?
Good.
Going all right?
Yeah, second last show. Big weekend coming up.
I think we need a recount on this whole tipping thing. But anyway, if Robbie says it's true, I'll believe it. But I'm dubious. But
he said it's true. He said it's true.
One behind, last round. So it's a big round already. That makes it all the more bigger, I think.
$1 million round. Our guest tonight, is none other than Musgrave Hill, home of the Premier League finals. Co-ordinator Chris Lievre in New Zealand International, mate. Congratulations on your recent multi-nations coming up. So, cheers. Selection for New Zealand. Good to have you on the show.
Yep, pleasure to be here, boys.
Big weekend for you coming up too, mate. So
huge, mate. Yeah, a lot of planning has gone into the finals, and we're really looking forward to it. First time, so we've got a little bit to live up to. Helensvale's always done a really good job in the past, and the few other places that have held the finals. So we'll be looking to make it a good weekend.
It's a beautiful club, so you've got a good setting to go off, and it's going to be a good weekend next weekend. Hopefully the weather's fine, and mate, with the teams that look like going to be in it, it's going to be huge. So.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. You're expecting big crowds. The club's in a really good spot at the moment. Renovation's been done in the last couple of years. The food's amazing, and all we're trying to do is put on the best facilities that we can, and the best couple of days that we can for the players and the spectators.
Yeah, nice. Can't wait. It's going to be good. I'll be down there watching. Our sponsors, of course. I saw Shannon tonight too. He came up and said g'day. He's in the building somewhere. Shannon from Smith & Co. There he is. There, actually walking up from Smith & Co. Realty. He said he's going great guns. They've got a new display on their office out front, and very busy. So well done, Shannon. Thanks for sponsoring. Henselite, of course. BCIB. The Paradise Point Dolphins. This is where we do our show out of. Great little club here, the Dolphin Cove. Cooper's, of course, our newest sponsor, Cooper's Brewery, who's good, showcased their stuff last week. And, of course, home of the Premier League Finals Club, Musgrave, home of the Peckerlins.
Who can the Pelican?
Awesome, mate. So, big weekend last weekend, a couple of shock.
There's only
losses.
3 games, I think, because there was obviously still
but there was a big
games,
one, I think.
But, yeah, what a few rounds it was, or what a few games it was.
Belmont and Nogra.
Yeah, wow. I can't see anyone would have tipped that or picked that at any stage, but like any team in the Premier League, it's not called the easy league. Every team's capable of coming out and playing well, and you got to be at your best every game.
Yeah.
So in Nogra, they got some great players, and we play them this week actually. So we're a little bit nervous now. They're obviously starting to hit their straps, and they've had 2 wins, and they're both away from home. What everyone says about Nogra, just only been mainly being better on the carpet, but they're going away and winning on grass. So they'll be dangerous, and but yeah, it certainly keeps our chances alive.
Yeah, well, a 3-0 win's ideal for you guys, and obviously I think Belmont will be going to play Tweed Heads.
Happy to win on one rink, as long as it's one rink more than Belmont.
Yes. And
assuming Belmont get beat, of course, which is a massive assumption. But
and you can't catch 4th?
No. Helensvale are 3.5 rinks ahead, so you can equal with them on points. But
I think like the top couple of places can, like obviously Burley are definitely top of the table again, defending both grades.
From there, like the next 4, you've got 7 wins, 6 wins, 6 wins. So that make up the next 4.
So I can change.
That can shuffle around. Like Pine play Hamilton away, Broadbeach play Helensvale. So
Friday night, I think, tomorrow night that game.
Helensvale rinks are a lot better. So if they win that, they should be able to. They'll pass them. That'll put them up to 3rd and give them a second bite of the cherry come finals time.
That Broadbeach Helensvale match is huge, isn't it?
Yeah. It's huge for getting 2 bites.
Yeah, no one's won it from 4th or 5th for 10 years or something, I think was the last I heard. Paul Vardy's generally a history expert, some bards if you're out there.
And it's with Brody and Pie, like you're saying, top 3 position on the line. So technically, like their finals start pretty much this weekend. Tomorrow night is their start of their final campaign for Hawks and Brody. That's a cracker. That's a cracker game, that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. Well, I was just trying to see if Pine can drop out, but I guess if Pine lose to you guys, they can. If they have to lose on 3 rinks though to drop out of the 3 Pines.
That's definitely possible.
That can shuffle up, and big round ahead.
Keep your comments coming through too, guys. Like, make sure you ask a lot of questions. Obviously, got a New Zealand rep on the show tonight, and ask him any questions you like if you're watching from overseas or if you are a New Zealand fan. Going right in a test match too at the moment. Results from last week, Bakesy.
Yes, we'll start us off. Algester versus Tweed. So Algester 63 on 2 rinks, defeated Tweed Heads 57 on 1 rink. Colin Litfin 22 defeated Benny Twist 14. Desi Cairn 15 shots defeated by Peter Taylor 26, and Matty Bowes 26 defeated Wayne Turley 17. So that's a big win for Algester, and it's I think it was all or nothing for Tweed for the last 2 rounds, so that sort of ended their season for them. But hopefully they still come out firing this weekend.
To be fair, as like the points table and stuff goes, those 2 teams have kind of been on par with each other as far as form goes throughout the season, so it was no surprise that it was a pretty close game, to be fair.
Looks as though Matty Bowes has been the difference here. He's had a really, really good season.
Yeah, I think it's his first year in Premier League, so...
I hope he's enjoyed it, and I know Algester's probably haven't got the results they want, but they've never been far off it. Like, I don't think they've really copped any hidings or anything this season. They're always been there or thereabouts.
I think we were talking about them last week. I thought they were a bit more
disappointing. We didn't expect more from them, but it's not like I said before. It's not called easy league. It is Premier League for a reason.
Next one, mate.
The Reggies. So we had Algester 70 on 1 rink, defeated by Tweed Heads 76 on 3. Dale Atkin 12 shots, defeated by Gordon Wood 24. Greg Kalidi 16 shots, defeated by Nathan Heap 23. John Steele, 12 shots, defeated by Shane O'Toole, 16. And Tracy Foster, the lone Algester win there with 30 shots, defeating Dougie Kleinens. So that's a good win there for the Tweed reserve grade, 3 rinks. Lone rink win there for Tracy, but
next game is Belmont against 64, defeated by Enoggera Eagles 65. Kane Nelson 20, defeated by Stewie McCosh 23. Jacob Nelson 27, defeated Louis Strumbus 19, and Brendan Egan 17 was defeated by Peter Leon 23. Massive close game there at the Inferno.
Yep. Yeah.
So Belmont haven't gone that flash at home this year, have they?
They have. No, they won their last game there, didn't they?
They beat Broadbeach 3-0 there, I think.
Yeah, I know they had a good win it. They do say that, like the Nelson brothers do say they don't win at home, but so whether that means travelling to Tweed this weekend's good for them or not, we don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, that's a tough loss for them. That's
given how
they'd have felt that, I think.
That's what I'd be about to say. Given how Kane and Jacob sort of emotionally attached to bowls, that would have been a tough one for those two to swallow. I mean, the passion, that's what I mean, yeah.
And
they would have known the importance of that one.
Oh, of course. Like the season they've had, like you said, we've touched on it before, and they've beaten Burleigh, they've beaten Broadbeach, and they've beaten Helensvale, which that's
it's nothing to scoff at, is it?
No, that's a huge.
And that's the frustrating part for them.
Exactly right. And there's games that they, the ones you feel they should win, are the ones they seem to struggle in. So. But that comes with age, and they are, got 2 very young skips out of the 3. Obviously, Doona's been around a long time, but they'll only get better. They'll learn from that sort of stuff. But they're the hard ones to swallow. I think those games they hurt. But I guess it all depends on how they bounce back, and hopefully they love you boys, but I hope you're having a bad week.
You can be honest, mate. You can be honest.
Well, it's never nice having to rely on results, but I think everyone does. You don't want to see anyone do bad or anything, but you still want your own team, your own club to sneak away through. Like chip at a chair, bit of hope, all that sort of stuff. So if it does happen, we'll obviously be stoked and we'll try and make the most of it. But we are no false illusions. We still know we have a job to do, regardless of what the result of that game is. Playing Enoggera at home, that's still a big game for us. We still have to win. Nothing worse for us, I think, if Belmont get beaten and we get beat as well. We
that would be very deflating. That would be.
Yeah, so we've got a lot to focus on ourselves. As much as that game affects us, well, I think we still need to worry about our own more so than what Belmont and Tweed are doing. So,
pretty sure the games are being played at the exact same time, I think too. So that probably helps.
We might have a phone ban.
Your dad says tips are critical. That's right, mate. They are very critical.
Reserve
Brendan Egan says Tom Blazic won the driving Compacara today, so possibility he skips this weekend. He's come on pretty good. He's been
Dara Pears.
Played really well, Tommy Blazic.
Played good.
Janet Healy says it's meant to rain the next 3 days. What happens with the last round if it doesn't get played this weekend? I'm pretty sure most clubs have already home games have sorted themselves out.
And if they haven't, maybe they should start thinking about it. That's a fair question. I mean, we don't leave ourselves a lot in terms of spare time. There is not a lot of spare time in any event you run these days, so we do run it with a little bit of hope that the weather's fine, but the clubs do think about this sort of things leading up to go. Like I know Muzzy Hill does. You've been proactive and you've tentatively booked here.
Yeah, we've booked in at the lovely indoor venue at Paradise Point here for this Saturday, just as a plan B.
Like you guys have done it at Northern Suburbs, Doge Avenue.
Yeah, so pretty sure
most clubs are on top of it, I'm aware, but if by chance it's washed out and there's a game that's unplayed, then we're just going to have to cross that bridge when we get to it and use a bit of common sense and fairness as best we can. But we've never found ourselves in that position yet.
Is it so that every game this year, every game this round, this weekend, has a bearing on something? Whether it be promotion, whether it be to get into finals, or
I guess technically it does.
Well, you like to think that hopefully Broady and Helensvale get their game in tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And then Musgrave have pre-booked here on Saturday night in case, and Hamilton have pre-booked Northern Suburbs on Saturday night in case for Pine's sake.
Tweed have got their own indoor.
And Tweed have got their own indoor. So it's really... We'll go through when we do our tips, we'll go through the other ones then, but there's a couple of games to still be played. But if those clubs could find their... Because Drayton have already played 11, Burleigh have already played 11.
Yeah, so that's one round
so
out.
It's Algester and Paradise Point. And that doesn't affect finals at all. That's a dead rubber.
Well,
you can affect...
it affects Paradise Point. It does affect Paradise Point, but it won't...
But in terms of completing the competition to get to a final stage.
Yeah.
But good question, Janet.
Yeah, Janet, on the ball. And Pirates always come up with the good ones.
Cody said they lost to Pine, Muzzy, Algester and Enoggera at home. Pretty sure it's cursed. He's talking about Belmont there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, go back to it. Did I do the Belmont Reggies?
No, you haven't been through them yet, mate.
Sorry. Belmont 72, defeated by Enoggera 90. Jack, I can't read that. Chigwin,
yeah.
13, defeated by Timmy Swanson, 24. I can't read that either. Shane Kelsey, 15, defeated by Chris Piper, 24. 23 was Aidan Ficker, defeated Robbie Norquay, 20. And Cody Garrick, 21, was defeated by Ryan... Winnie, 22. Doge has to order new glasses. Big time.
You got the sort of dull corner too. I got a much better light down my end, mate. But
our next reflecting off this.
Our next matchup was the Pine Rivers Pirates hosted the Helensvale Hawks. So this is a big win for Pine, 72 over Helensvale 46. Ryan Burnett, 19, defeated by Nathan Rice, 20. Chris Rosan's 26, defeated Matty Lucas, 10. And Aaron Hewson, 27, defeated Brett Wilkie, 16. So, massive win for the Pirates there.
That's huge.
Made me eat my words last week. I think that was the tip that might have cost me. Yeah.
Doji.
Yeah. The Rosanus rink, it's primarily been Troy Somerville skipping. Must have changed something around at some point, but the Matty Lucas and Shannon McElroy rink, that's been burning the last month or so. Absolutely humming.
They have. To be fair, since they have changed that rink around, Chris Rosanus' rink has absolutely pumped everyone they've played so far since that change, and Burner's rink's still been going pretty good with Troy in the side, so they've made the right change at the right time because they have been in good nick. They're going to be a very good dark horse coming in because they're sitting second or third at the moment.
Double chance will be massive for them.
Yeah, well, it's a big weekend for them.
Yeah. All right, in the reserve grade for the Pirates and Hawks, we had Pirates 77 defeated Helensvale 72. Michael Brown 19 defeated Gary Gilligan 16. Michael Sorensen 15 defeated by Luke Anthony Wade 28. James Shoelace 23 defeated Mark Thatcher 11. And Justin Knight 20 defeated Nathan Chapman 17. Can hit a golf ball, Nathan Chapman.
I just heard that before we started.
Can hit a golf ball.
Yeah, he's unreal. We've been ex-golfing with him a couple of times, and everyone else just wants to sit on the couch after he has a swing. Way you go, Chappie.
But yes, that's the results. Like I said, only 3 games for the weekend, so there wasn't much bowls on, but it's certainly shaped it up for an interesting weekend this weekend.
Well, we'll quickly go through the ladder so you can sort of just dissect a little bit of what's like happening this weekend.
A good look at what we're looking at.
There you see it there. So Burleigh are going to flat out winners. One loss of the season. That's a damn good season for the champions so far. And Pine River sitting in second at the moment, so critical game for them this weekend. They've got a really good rink win score though, so a win will secure them second spot. Broady Bulls, they've got a massive game Friday night against on fourth place Helensvale, 14-12, with Helensvale having a superior rink win there. So Helensvale beat Broady, they move to third and get 2 cracks, and Broadbeach win, they secure third spot basically, and possibly second. And then Belmont on 12 points. They play away to Tweed Heads this weekend, I'm pretty sure, and Musgrave, of course, on 10 points. So they're the teams that can make the finals. And Western Outlaws, the All-Stars, Tweed Heads, the Power, Paradise Point, and the Eagles won't be in finals contention this year. So still Musgrave are a chance in 6th spot. So big weekend coming up for those guys and for Belmont, of course. So
you guys don't want the Dolphins or the Eagles to win. Or them both winning, do you?
No, well, given our... well, no, absolutely not. Given our rink wins...
Especially if you don't win a rink. Especially if you don't win a rink or you only win one rink.
No. Well, I think the Inaugural game's getting played at 2 o'clock, I'm pretty sure. So,
yeah.
Are you guys playing at 2?
2 o'clock, yeah.
So we'll know their fate before we play, so... Yeah, but yeah, it's a big weekend for us too. So, last game and want to play well. Obviously, Pine are very good big rivals of ours, and we like we're good mates with them, but we enjoy the challenge every time we play each other. So
last game of the season at home, you'd think there'd be a fair bit for the boys to get up about. This is obviously a healthy rivalry with a lot of your guys and their guys, all good mates. So should be on, I imagine.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Obviously, most of mine and your thoughts in the last few days, Bakes, has been on our game this weekend. But that Helensvale Broadbeach match on a Friday night at Helensvale, that's huge.
Yep, that was
for
worth
double chance on the line.
If you're not doing anything on a Friday night.
Historically, 2 of the well-performed clubs in Premier League for a long, long time, and look at some of the matchups there. That's it's going to be unreal. One to look forward to. I don't get out and watch too much bowls, but I might even slip over to Helensvale tomorrow night.
Some of the best players in the world playing in that one, mate. It's internationals all over the place. Shannon, Besta, there's obviously the Australians in Lurchy Boy and Matty Lucas and all that, so massive one. Kels.
All right, the reserve grade ladder. What do we got? So we got Burleigh with the double, so they got the minor premiership sewn up in both grades. And then in second spot, Pine Rivers, third's Tweed, fourth Helensvale, fifth is Broadbeach. And I don't think they can be caught, can they? Oh, they can, yes. Inaugural Eagles in 6. Yep, they've won 5. So if they can beat our Pelicans this week, which is a massive task for them, but if they do happen to jag it, they can sneak themselves in a 5th there. So lots to play for the Eagles.
Well, yeah, it's a lot to play for Helen, they're close to each other on the ladder too, so that's going to be a cracking game too in both grades. It's going to be huge.
Both grades at Muzzy, big 2 weekends now. We've got the penultimate round this weekend where 2 of the sides can make finals and then the finals, so huge at Muzzy.
Yeah, and pretty much the 5 looks pretty similar in both grades, apart from Belmont. So well done to Burleigh, Pine, Tweed, sorry. But yeah, particularly Burleigh, Pine and Helensvale and Broadbeach.
That's a massive achievement too, Burleigh topping both grades. I know they probably were sitting there, probably been both sitting there for a month now, but they've rode the season out, and to finish plus $1 million too with the margin, that's outstanding. Tip your hat to that.
Crazy. Massive year for the Water Dragons so far.
It's a good way to bounce back after winning it. So I know the reserve grade lost the final last year under the phone lights, which again is just a story for people to talk about for years to come.
That'll be folklore, that one.
But yeah, it's a very solid effort. So well done everyone at Burleigh. It's huge. Tipping, here we go. I've been trying to stall. I've been waffling.
Here we go. You want to read the first one out, Bakes?
I'll start us off.
That'd be great.
Friday night matchup, as you can see, we've talked about star-studded. So our skips, Helensvale Hawks, Brett Wilkie, Nathan Rice and Matty Lucas. And their opponents are Broadbeach Bulls, their skippers Aaron Sheriff, Ryan Bester and Aaron Tees. Huge. They've had some shuffle around with their teams at Broadbeach. They obviously not had the year that they're probably accustomed to. A few more losses than what they've pulled in previous seasons, but a bit of a tweak of their sides. They're hitting their straps at the right time.
Is that the rink draw?
No, I think it was when it's got a versus next to it in the middle. That's when the rink draw has actually been done. This is just how they're listed in Bowls Link. But I am going to tip. They cost me last week, so I'm not going to back them. I'm going to go Broadbeach to win this one at the Hawk's Nest on 2. I think playing away, playing for a big game. I think they're just going to be a bit too good.
Chris?
Yeah, look, I like what Broadbeach has done with their switch around. I see Gary's got his son playing with them now, and they'll look to go good together. Sheriff's probably had a bit of an indifferent. I guess he's allowed to. He's won every game of bowls that he's played for the last 2 years, so he's allowed to have a bit of an indifferent season. But I'll back him, and I don't know if him and Gary have played too much together before, but they might strike up a little bit of a partnership. And yeah, I'll tip their rink to beat whoever they're playing, and Broadbeach on 2.
Technically, it's the last round. I'm 1 in front, so I can just go whatever Bakes goes.
You could, and tell you what, people
look, but
probably
I will,
half expect
but that's
that
not,
from you.
Oh, settle down. Now I'm going to do that. Settle down. But no, I'll tip with what I think. So it hasn't failed me yet. I'm still in front. So, well, not still in front. I think it's the first time I've been in front all season.
Got to take it at the end.
I'm going to go the Hawks.
Okay.
On 2. Yep. At home, they play well. I just think their up front's probably playing just a little bit better than Broadies probably could. I think they'll get the job done. 2-1.
Okay.
Yep. The next game is the mighty All-Stars, the Algester All-Stars up against the Paradise Point Dolphins at the All-Star Arena. The skippers are Matty Bowes, Desi Can Jr. and Cody Packer. And the Paradise Point Dolphins skippers are Wilson Alexander, Darren Christie and Billy Cornells.
See, this is where I follow your little plan, because you can't tip what I do, because you're tipping
That's
first.
why I wanted you to go first with the other game, mate. Yeah. I'm going to go the All-Stars, and I think they'll win on 3-0 All-Stars.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Doge. I think they're too strong across the park there. 3-0 for Algester.
Yeah, no, I think Algester are winning this one too. 2-1 though, 2-1. But yeah, I think this isn't the game that's going to get me the equaliser. Alright, our next matchup: Tweed Heads Ospreys versus the Belmont Blaze. So our skippers for Tweed Heads, we've got Stephen Tong, Peter Taylor and Wayne Turley, up against Kane Nelson, Jacob Nelson and Brendan Egan. So no Aaron Wilson, no Ben Twist, but we have Stephen Tong. He's back, skipping Premier League.
He'll love it. He'll thrive this week, Tongy.
Yep, trying to fire him up. But this is going to be a cracker, and I think I'll have to back Tweed here. I think they're going to get up 2-1, and that's all I'm going to say.
We've spoken a little bit about Belmont home and away record. I think if they play outside, I think Belmont get this done. But if they move it inside, can I tip that way? Can I say if they play indoors?
We're not really keeping.
No, my score doesn't matter. Who cares? I think if Tweed play inside, they'll win in a canter. But if they play outside, I think Belmont will get the job done.
Okay.
2 rinks.
Yeah, you know the significance of this game, right? And you know you work at Musgrave. You know that, right? That's cool, mate. You're entitled to.
We carefully thought out what we're going to say later on the show, whether we're going to do this or I'm going to come in. And I probably tend to agree with you, but I might go the reverse. I think if they go inside, I think Belmont would win. But I think if it rains and they're outside in the wet and slower green, I think Tweed's experience will get them over the line. So, but yeah, I'll Tweed either way, Doge. I'm stalling for you, mate. I can see you studying that screen. It's not going to change the more you look at it.
It's tough.
Have a look at the Peter Taylor rink. Peter and 3 young ladies. That's great to see. Chloe hasn't played much this year, has she?
No, I think she played once with Kelvin, and then they won. I think they were the only rink to win. But I think, she had a lot of work or something on, uni, something or other, so we haven't seen much of Chloe, so...
It's not as if Aaron Wilson and Ben Twist have both played together all the time, haven't they? They've only been in...
No,
it's usually been one of them.
Yeah, I think they've had one game where they've had both, maybe. But, they haven't had a great season as well in saying that, so maybe all their locals is the way to do it.
Tongi will be the rink that wins for me too, by the way.
Yeah.
On your Tongi.
He's got a good ring. He's got the Irish boys with him, Adam and Sam. They're good fellas, great players, so I think Tongi will revel in that. And
you still look very undecided, Dojo.
There's only so much we can talk about, mate.
It's just... I rate Tails like such a good player. I'm going to...
The more you study, the harder it gets.
Yeah, is there any time?
I got to back.
We can costing him a point soon, or
I got to back him in. I go the Blaze.
Oof! Now there's even more on the line than
go the Blaze
finals. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Blaze on 1.
The Blaze on 1.
Yeah.
Which rinks
Who gets the big win?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going Tweed the whole time.
Okay, which Tweed ring's getting beat?
I don't know that either.
Put you right on the spot.
No, I think I want to go Tweed, but at last minute I've gone Blaze. According to the rumour mill, this could be the Blazers' last game anyway, forever. So we'll see how that goes. I want them to win and get some coins, so I'm going to go Blaze.
Rumour mill, eh? Leaking.
Good bit of incentive there.
Round 11. Bakesy boy.
Alright, we've got the Hamilton Power hosting the Pine Rivers Pirates. That's got Mark Armstrong, Brendan Wilson and Nick Gosley. And for the Pirates, Aaron Houston, Chris Rosans and Ryan Burnett. So didn't I go first to last round? Are you just trying to...
Absolutely.
You are.
What's that?
Yeah, I called the last round out, mate.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, that's why you tipped last.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I went first, so that's a
Hamilton Power versus the Pine Rivers Pirates, the rivalry round. We have skippers for the Power, Mark Armstrong, Brendan Wilson and Nick Gosley up against the Pirates, Aaron Hughes and Chris Rosanis and Ryan Burnett. There is an 83% chance this game will be played at Northern Suburbs on Saturday nights, 5 p.m. So get down there. It's a great little club, great little coffee shop there, and really nice green under lights. So if you're around the area, Northern Suburbs, 83% chance we're going to be there. And I'm going to go the Mighty Power on 2.
Ooh, okay.
I like what they've done with their rinks. I like Chris Rosanis skipping, and I like the fact that Summy's been sacked. I think Pine get the job done on 2 here.
Yeah, I think they've got a lot to play for, making sure they guarantee that top 3 finish. I think they'll come over, they'll be a bit too good for you guys on 2, unfortunately, mate. I think Brendan Wilson rink is going to get a win up there. That's a pretty solid rink that's playing well and on that show rink. So I think that's why they're in red, because this is from last week where they haven't been inputted for this week. So we've just
pulling the pin already
after a big win. We're assuming they're staying the same. So
I know that Brad Flegler's not there, but the rest of them look pretty accurate.
Okay.
I know the rink draw is Baker versus McCosh, Digby versus Leon, and Sammy White versus Louis.
Okay. There we go. So we've got the rink already done. You don't think you need to ask my tip, mate. Pelicans on 3.
1, 2, 3, Muzzy.
1, 2, 3, Muzzy. I will go Muzzy on 2.
Mate, it's a kiss of death. Every time he's backed us, we've lost him.
No. That was only Drayton. Yeah, Muzzy on 2. Bakes, you'll go down close one.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
He's going to have Bakes. He's going to have 150 people on the sideline. We've got a big birthday lunch. All the members will be out in full force on Saturday.
We'll be there with clippers.
It'll be loud as.
How are you getting the beard off, mate?
Yeah, mate, I made a silly bet.
It's there's a few comments coming through, obviously from Jado.
We're missing Jado this week. He's off to Tassie for some family stuff, so on your Jado, have a good trip.
Oh, I didn't know that. Jeez, I should have read that closely. Jado and also Steve Brown says that Chris, that's the biggest find of the season, picking Belmont to win. Jado says absolutely, that's a hungy right there. So there we go. Tips, big one.
That's the final
looking
round.
Forward to it. Get down tomorrow night. That Hawks Broady game is going to be huge.
That is going to be a cracker.
All right, mate. It's up to. Oh, my schedule says rumour mill.
Rumour mill.
Do you have any rumours?
I have heard a rumour actually. I've heard a rumour that involves your club.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Your young bowls coordinator, Jesse Turnbull, off to Carina.
Interesting.
Yeah, I heard that. Where did I hear that? I can't remember where or by who, but yeah, I definitely heard it. So, don't know if there's any truth to that, but I know he's good mates with Tyler and the boys. So,
have to check that one out. Interesting rumour. I heard that you're going to Carina too, Bakes, mate. A little bit of bar management role there. I heard that Chris might have to snap you up for the next couple of seasons pretty quick.
Nah, I got zero interest in getting back behind a bar, mate. Zero. If I got lawns that need mowing, maybe. But
might have been venue manager. I can't remember.
No, you're clutching at straws.
Yeah. It's up to you, mate. It's your segment next. Baker's Dozen. The Baker's Dozen.
Just a few simple questions prepared for you, mate. Nothing too strenuous. Don't panic. Bit of bowls, bit of non-bowls, bit of nonsense. I actually got a little bit of Kiwi advice here to find out what quite a common New Zealand snack is, similar to like a meat pie over here. Like we're hungry, we might have a meat pie. So, what's your preference, mate? Meat pie or a cheese roll?
Always the meat pie. But you always got to blow on the pie. Something about those nuclear pies that have been in the warmer for.
You eat it like a normal person. Go. Maltesers or pineapple lumps?
Well, I've just had a pineapple juice, so pineapple's my favourite flavour.
You do drink a lot of pineapple juice, actually. Never really thought of that before. Where in New Zealand did you start bowls, mate?
Auckland. Grew up in Auckland. Played at Howick for my first couple of years. Howick Bowls Club.
Yep, nice. What made you move to Australia?
Well,
your bowls or
not really bowls, but I'd always liked the vibe in Australia and the lifestyle, I suppose.
Yep.
I got to about 27 or 28 and thought, well, if I'm going to start settling down at some
You're getting close to settling down.
At some stage, I didn't want to settle down in Auckland and buy a house or do something like that without having experienced Australia. I always wanted to go to Australia and live here for a bit before I got too old, before it got too late.
Because you spent time in Melbourne as well, didn't you?
Yeah, love Melbourne. Yeah. I'd move back to Melbourne in a heartbeat if the winter wasn't just like New Zealand.
Yeah.
A couple of winters in Melbourne, I thought, well, what was the point in moving to Australia? I could have just stayed in Auckland.
So it was second year in PLQ for Muzzy, mate. And how have you found the competition from a club perspective? Like, if for any clubs out there might be thinking about getting involved or starting the process, like, how have you found it from a club perspective? Yeah,
it's been great. I think this weekend, this Saturday, will be the sort of what's the word I'm looking for? The benchmark. We're going to have a huge crowd, really, really big, and most of them be wearing their uniform with clackers and 6 or 7 beers under their belts before they get out onto the side of the green. But just, it's not all about the players. Is what I've found is we've got 430 odd members and it's an opportunity for them to get behind something, because when they're playing, when the ordinary run-of-the-mill members are playing their bowls, half of them are playing home, half are playing away. They don't really get to sit and cheer for their own mates. So I think it's been a really good opportunity for them to have something and someone to support.
Excellent. Is there any changes you would make to the comp personally? Like anything you feel needs improvement, or just would?
I didn't think so at all until I heard one of the. I think you asked the same question a few weeks ago to one of the boys, and I really liked it. They suggested during the roll-up the home team gets the first. Utilise the hour, but the home team gets the first half hour, away gets the second half hour. The more I think about it, the more I like that one actually.
Nice. Have you developed any Premier League rivalries yet with the clubs? Any clubs that particularly fierce against?
If a Nogra knock us over this week, it could be the start of one. Not yet. I think we've got a fairly nice bunch of guys at our club. No one's really rubbed any other club up the wrong way just yet. But those things. I suppose you always look to your local teams, really, to start off with. So for us, that'd be Paradise Point, Helensvale, and Broadie are all pretty close to us. So we'll see how things develop over the next few years.
Do you or have you played any other sports? I know you're into your sport. You go to a lot of AFL and Union and tennis and that, don't you?
Yeah, love actually when I moved to Australia, one of the things I said was I will try and immerse myself into the Australian culture as much as I can, and living in Melbourne really got into the footy, so I go to as many AFL games as I can, been to a couple of grand finals.
Hawkies.
Hawks man. Played rugby when I was young. Played rugby right through high school. Was reasonable. Was never going to be an All Black, but I went okay, and got sick when I was 17, so couldn't play 17 or 18. Couldn't play rugby anymore after that. And bowls was really the only, from a physical point of view, it was about the only sport that I could play properly for a little while, and luckily I'd played for a couple of years before that, so kept going with the bowls. But I sometimes wish that I played some other sports. I
think we all do. So settle the debate for us, mate. Does pineapple go on pizza or not?
Oh, yep.
Does 100%. I know you're a big eater. You are a food fan, so I thought you'd be the one to ask.
Yeah, no, pineapple goes on lots of things. Pineapple's very underrated.
And you like the big city living, mate, or are you more for the country life?
No, I've never really lived in the country. Wherever I've lived, I've always been a town man.
What's one of your best bowls memories? I'm sure you got a few, but
oh, gee whiz! I think winning the first national title, winning the first New Zealand title was pretty special. Played with Bester and a couple of other boys that I don't think one of them plays bowls anymore, and one of the old boys that used to be from Muzzy actually, Bruce McNish.
Bruce,
name from back in the day. Winning your first big title like that, and I think playing for your country the first time is probably the two best memories on the green so far, but hopefully the bestest is still to come.
Nice. And what's next for the Pelicans, mate? I know you got lots coming up at the club, obviously Premier League finals and then obviously the Big Easter singles, but what's next for the Pelicans? I know there's lots going on at the club.
Well, that's it, huge weekend this weekend, followed by 2 days of finals. I think we might have a week off, and then there's There's all the internationals get played. 2 weeks of multi-nations. So there's 7 or 8 countries coming to all the clubs around here. Broadbeach, this club here, Paradise Point, Helensvale, Musgrave. So there's 2 weeks of internationals followed by the Easter singles. So just a wee update on the Easter singles. It's around about 3/4 full, with a month to go.
Yep.
So if anyone does still want to get an entry in, there is still some spots. So just
both Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and
spots,
Sunday.
Yep. So get your names in, get your entries in. Contact the club. Chris is always there, working hard, so we'll be able to get you a nomination form, and it's all pretty easy, I imagine, mate.
Yeah, just hit me up and get you in. And we don't make things too difficult. And then World Bowls, World Championships, the biggest one of all later on in the year.
Yep, very nice. And who plays the final this year for Premier League, mate? Or who are we playing, should I say?
Yeah, well, I'd like to think
or Belmont.
We can be there, even though I've just tipped Belmont to win. There's been a bit of subtle psychology going on, hasn't there? Look, this time last week we thought we were, if you're going to put numbers and stats on it, we thought we were maybe a 5% chance of making the finals, and now we're maybe a 50% chance. So look, I would like to think we can be there, but if we aren't, I've tipped Helensvale in that match against Broadbeach. No, I've tipped Broadbeach. The fact that I've tipped Broadbeach so I get a second chance, I think they might just hit their straps at the right time of the season. It's be hard to go away from Burleigh after their season. So, look, maybe they play the final. Was that the final last year?
Broadbeach and Burleigh,
Broadbeach, Burleigh, so maybe a repeat, I know that Barry's already booked in a couple of training sessions for the boys at Musgrave in the week leading up to the final. So good on you, Barry. That's
always organised.
And thinking ahead.
Here's a big call from the Doge. Whoever wins tomorrow night wins Premier League.
Ooh, okay, all right. So are they beating Burleigh in the final, whoever wins tomorrow night, or are they playing each other again in the final and winning again?
I have no idea.
Okay, so that's fair. Big news out of the DJ. Well, that's it for our Baker's Dozen, mate. Thank you very much, mate.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Pretty simple, pretty easy.
A couple of comments. Steve Brown again, Chris again. Only 6 or 7 beers. I will have way more than that. And me the loudest. Bakes better be clean shaved by Saturday.
Oh.
Brendan Egan says Saturday, please, Chris. I don't know what that means, but
Who said that?
Duna. Brendan Egan.
Oh, single.
Right. He's nominating Saturday. Yep. You're in,
righto.
You're in.
That's good. I think I'm on the Sunday, so that'll be good.
Duna played in the final a couple of years ago. You know how some finals of any sport can be a little bit anticlimactic compared to the quality of a game compared to some. The final he played in against Greg Rolls was unreal. It was the best final we've ever seen.
Greg Rolls, he won that one too, didn't he? Yeah.
He goes all right, Roller.
Yeah, he certainly does. They both do.
All right, it's time, mate. It is actually quiz time for you two, so check your buzzer, Chris. What's your buzzer? It's a voice-activated one, mate. Meh. I think you say pelican. And Bakesy's Bakesy, normally.
Bakes.
All right, first one in gets the answer first. 5 questions. It is in the cage with Doge. 5 in the cage. Come on. Here we go. Who is third on PL ladder?
Man.
Chris.
Why do you make me go mad?
Use my buzzer.
Yeah, mind games already. Be wary, Belmont.
It's you've got to have an answer if I'm buzzing. It's Helensvale.
No.
Oh, that's good.
Baker.
It was Broadbeach.
Yes, correct.
Goodness me.
Classic. Can't even read my own writing here. How many Premier League games have the Pelicans won this season?
Bakes.
Yep.
5.
Correct. Since he's a massive, has been a massive Premier League superstar for many, many years, and unfortunately, well, good for him because he's just an amazing guy, but he's leaving with his family shortly. But this question is, what was the last Premier League club Big Jimmy played for?
Matt.
Yes.
Inogra.
Correct. 2-1. 2-1.
Sorry I couldn't make it to your drinks the other day, Jimmy. I was playing bowls, mate. Sorry we couldn't see you off.
Yeah.
Who leads the Premier League top skippers?
Bakes. Gary Kelly.
Yes.
Has he lost a rink?
No.
No, he hasn't.
No.
And he's plus 1,700 too, so yeah.
You could ask who's the best third, second, and lead as well, but I think it's all the same because they're all in one rink. The rink hasn't changed, so that threw that theory out the window of best, MVP team of the competition. Anyway.
And last question. You can't win, by the way.
The bonus.
Where is the home of the Premier League finals?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll repeat. Where is the home of the Premier League? Where was the home of the Premier League finals 2022?
Bakes.
Yep.
Where it was meant to be, or where it ended up?
Oh, where it ended up?
Was that here?
No, mate.
No, incorrect. Chris.
Wasn't the year I got washed out?
Was it Helmsville?
Thank you.
It was the year
before. Yeah.
That's
right. I seen the year Pine won it here.
3-2. Bakes is still undefeated in the old quiz show, so well done, Bakesy.
Threw off the last one.
This is like Are You Smarter Than Sue's off the radio. So if you listen to that. Cool. Well done. Quiz is done. Awesome. I just want to report quickly on the charity round. So we've completed up. We haven't got all clubs' final
this weekend
figures, but Musgrave's is this weekend. So that's probably why we don't have theirs yet. But I can tell you that we're pretty close to around $16,000 throughout the Premier League clubs that we have so far.
That's unreal.
Which is really, really good. So compared to what...
Brilliant. Well done.
So it's great for all the clubs to get involved for each charity, and stoked that you guys have done a great job.
One of the best things about the bowling community, isn't it? They're always there and helping. I'm not talking about big, even Premier League clubs. You go to a small bowling club in the middle of, tucked away in a small Brisbane suburb, and there's friendly people always looking out for each other. It's just like a small community within each club. So,
sorry.
And just saying, when you get any sort of cause like this and any sort of feeling to it, people always get behind it. So it's always great to see.
Given the crowd that you guys are expecting this weekend, you might give old Hamilton a shake, mate. 9,000, I think you're going to beat.
Nearly every team we've played have mentioned about how good an atmosphere we have at Musgrave. Just a crowd in general apparently is pretty impressive. But we average, there'd probably be at least 40 or 50 people at every game in that sort of undercover area on the side of the club.
Yeah.
If not more inside watching, but this weekend I think it's going to be huge. So
I'd be disappointed if we didn't raise a couple of grand for our charities, Arundel Park Riding for the Disabled, and we've sold 150 tickets to the lunch, 11:30, 12 o'clock. So 150 attendees inside. There'll be a Henselite Bowls raffle. So if any of the members are watching, dig deep, and it'll all be going to a good cause. The charity recipients are going to be present too, so that's great.
That's awesome. So good. Boys, that's it. Do we got a chat? Anyone else wants to make any comments to Chris or Bakes or myself?
There's nothing broken your bowls this week, mate?
Nothing's upset you lately? I replaced that with the rumour mill a little bit. I used
to love you little
break my balls,
mate.
I used to. I only just not did it this week.
You just get fired up. No, I think you did it last week.
I can't do it until I don't get picked for Queensland again.
I love seeing someone get grumpy and having a gripe.
Yeah, I know. I don't have any gripes at the moment. Everything's going all right with the old bowls world. Premier League's going good. Next week, breaks my balls will be that at the board meeting, Doge said we always should have a spare round for wet weather. So that could be my breaks my balls next week. No.
And then Janet Healy will say, "See, I told you guys."
No, well, all the professional clubs have already preempted and booked somewhere else. So
that's right.
Janet Healy's just subtly put her hand up for a little committee position next year.
I think well, that's what I think she'd be right.
Sounds
I
like
reckon
it.
She'd go right at it too. Have her say. And don't forget,
need more women in sport.
Yeah, got to be represented. Come to the AGM.
I think Shannon from Smith & Co is coming back on the show next week just for a quick chat for the last show. Next week's our last show, Bakesy.
Mate, it rolls around pretty quick. The first couple of weeks, you think, I got to go down this M1 every Thursday. For the next 10. Oh, God. Oh, no. Poor woe is me. And then, boom, here we are, last show, and I'm just starting to fire up, getting into it.
We got... you probably catch us over the weekend and commentary for finals and stuff at different stages.
Hopefully, I'll be commentating after winning a couple, and then we got a game off or however it works. But yeah,
I can tell you that I've hopefully getting our lovely big cups arriving next week for the finals, and we got some new little prizes for the champions this year, and also a great little package for player of the final, which will be picked by whoever the board that's there on the day. So that'll be a good little package for player of the final. We haven't done a player of the final previously.
I like that idea.
Actually,
really like
that'll
that
be
idea.
cool.
The closer it gets, and we obviously hope that we're there, but seriously, if we're not there, seriously looking forward to the finals day. There's going to be just packed to the rafters, full of people. New venue, people are thinking, I'll go down to Muzzy and see what they've got to offer. We're going to have a bit of a stubby bar outside, a Pelican bar. That's good, Robbie? Yeah.
I like that.
Robbie gave us that.
I like it. Pelican.
So we've got one of them outside. I'm not sure. There'll be some kind of special on something. We're working that out in the next couple of days, but there'll be music, some raffles. The food's amazing, and the vibe will be just unreal.
It's going to be a ripper.
During finals.
I'm looking forward to it too. It's a big shooter for the old Hawkland, because the old Hawks put on a pretty good PL finals. They got great crowds down there. So
you'll be pleasantly surprised, mate.
I'm expecting it. I can't wait. I can't wait to get down there.
Ronald Byers has just asked, do you think the draw will be kept next year? So the draw stays the same. It'll just flip. So wherever you played someone this year, you'll play them at the other venue next year. And obviously there may be changes in terms of teams, because whoever comes last does have to qualify if there's any extra entrants above their existing 12 already. But yes, the draw will stay the same. Whether there's any changes in terms of shuffling of games for next season, we don't know. Only an AGM will tell that. So, but yes, short answer is yes. It'll stay, except it'll flip.
How good does this man over here, does he get enough credit for doing all the live streaming? Because there's just hours and hours and hours, and all the games every week. Every finals match, there's 4 solid, long finals matches.
Does he? We're sick of talking about him, mate. Jeez, that's all we do.
But how's the quality?
He does a great job. He does a great job.
He does fantastic, and he loves it too. And it's something he's passionate about, and he's very good at. So
he's definitely. I still reckon he needs
some time on the green though.
He needs a mic. He needs a mic. I want the John Blackman style. Like, he doesn't know John Blackman, by the way.
I just think voiceover and radio. The producers always got can chime in. That's what I'm thinking. Like. You can we
don't hear enough from him, do we?
Nah, because he's a very wise man too. If you
just a humble Kiwi, aren't you, Robbie? Stay out of the limelight.
Just do what I've got to do.
Jodo says, what disciplines is Chris playing for the Kiwis, and who are the rest of the team?
Yeah, so we haven't actually been given our disciplines yet. 5 players take to the field, take to the green at any one time, and we've named 7. So we've been told that there'll be some rotation. Which
is counteract fatigue.
Very tiring bowls.
Player rotation.
A bit of a new look Kiwi side. No Shannon. No Ali Forsyth. No Gary Lawson. So there's some of the younger guys. I think I'm one of the more experienced ones in there.
Young Sheldon.
Yeah, Sheldon Bagry Howley. He gets a run. A couple of others. Shannon's having a spell. Ray Martin from Wellington. He gets a go. And Calvin Scott, who's Calvin would be pushing 60, I think. But he's seriously well-performed player domestically, and has been knocking on the door for some time. So he gets a run.
Nice.
Our female team probably spearheaded by Caitlin Inch, I'd say, and some of the girls that went pretty well at the Commonwealth Games.
I'll just go through a few more comments. Luchica? Mudridge says go, Chris.
Luchica.
David Baker says, well done, Robbie. He said, thanks, Bakes. Janet Healy says, stop it. I'm sure it was like, stop it. And then she goes,
she wouldn't know. I don't think that's how it'd be at all.
And then she goes, yep, I'm in. Definitely in. She didn't say that. Janet says, has to give the Fox Sports crew a guide for BPL. Must be talking about Janet, maybe? I'm not sure. Is there any other clubs having a crack next year?
Well, I think we spoke about this last week, didn't we? As far as I am aware, Carina are headstrong and determined to get them their win their way in the competition. And on top of that, I haven't heard of any.
I think Capalaba might try and go.
Yeah, I can't see Capalaba being ready.
And
if we're going to run a $75,000 tournament in 8 weeks, I
know.
I'm only joking.
Another rumour was I was hearing Brunswick Heads.
Well, that isn't. I've never heard that before.
That might come about. So, thanks, mate.
Sorry, just the way the fans.
Yeah. They had to get security. I'm telling you, we had to get security in here. This is becoming ridiculous.
We've got riders cramp, sign and everything. Yeah, but I'm hearing maybe Brunswick or Ballina. So, interesting concept.
That is interesting.
Okay.
Be interesting to see what sort of reaction we got from clubs for that. I wouldn't be against it, but
yeah, tough one. If they're interested, it'd be something like to discuss. Because to be fair, like all these years we've had Kawana in the side, and if you're coming from the Gold Coast, it's probably closer to Ballina or Brunswick Heads than it is to Kawana.
Well, for Tweed Heads it would be sure,
or even to Drayton.
Yeah,
I'm not sure Drayton will be doing cartwheels about here and that, but I. What a good idea a road trip is. You got
to do it once in 2 years. So.
Yeah, once every 2 years. But it could be a possibility. Like I'm just saying, that was like I've had a couple of questions asked in the past this season so far.
Marucci of the last 2 or 3 years I've heard maybe, so highly unlikely, but possibly could be interested.
Good question. Paul Turner. Good question.
Karina's the only one I know of at this stage, but. Nominations will go out not long after the finals, so I'm going to do it a little different this year. We spoke about, so try and get it all organised once all the finals are done. Give clubs more time to prepare and plan. And
so will it still be playing off against the side that finished last? Bottom?
Yeah, like if that's what it's going to go into, like I'm not sure that. Obviously you just don't know, but we want to get it done early and clubs to pay their.
We just want to get all the nominations in, and that was the problem we've found the last couple of years.
It's tough to hearing teams wanting to pull out after they've already agreed to come in, and so we probably want that payment and their entry early, so we know that it's secure and we know what we're doing, and we've got time to organise a better season for next year.
Clubs can have their AGMs in August, September, get a change of personnel, and then they do a bit of an about face and decide.
It's happened in the past, and it's just something that, for the professionalism of the tournament, it's just something that we don't like happening, and it's hard to gauge when it's so late in the season. So the earlier we get it done, the better. It could be. I'm hearing that Belmont might not be in it next year. I'm hearing Enoggera might not be in it next year. So
exactly right. So there might not be any playoff.
Might not be a playoff at all.
Might be down to 10 teams.
Well, hopefully it's still 12, but we just don't know until it happens. So
no.
I think the reduction of teams has seen an overall strengthening of the quality of all the sides.
Yeah,
definitely, absolutely, and that's not a bad thing.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree. But it's a good question too. But it sucks that we're talking about. I'd rather talk about finals and getting pumped up for next weekend anyway. Something that we can discuss after finals and after the season's completed. But so far, it's been an absolute belter of a season, and there's been some cracking games. And no better than next weekend when you got the 5 best teams in both grades playing off for the best competition in the country. So it's going to be a big one at Muzzy Hill next weekend.
Make sure you come on down.
Couple more questions. Surely they can put a team together a week before the playoffs. Are you, as you said, boys, with the facility they have built, be great to see them there?
Is he talking about what?
I don't know.
Capella?
Oh, yeah, Capella, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Because the facility's like first class, it's awesome.
Oh, they didn't done nothing but give the facility raps, but it takes a lot more than just a facility to get yourself a Premier League.
Steve Brown says, Doge, slip me a 50 and I'll let you in the corporate box for the finals. Mate, what does that get me? What does that 50 get me? Just get me in, or does it get free drinks all weekends? Because I'm staying down next weekend. I'll be down staying at the Sharks. I think I'm staying at the Sharkies next weekend. So
good joint.
So yeah, I'll be keen for that corporate box when I'm not in the actual box. That sounded bad. The commentary box.
Yeah.
Dear idea.
Anyway, mate, great. Chris, great to have you on the show. Best of luck with everything at Muzzy. You guys doing an absolutely fantastic job over the last couple of years, especially like building what you guys have built with your renovations and obviously in the bowls land and the tournaments that you guys have attracted with World Bowls coming up, of course, Premier League finals now. Awesome job, mate, and I hope it continues for you guys for many, many years to come. And it's great to have you on the show. Good luck with Multi-Nations playing for NZ again, and hopefully you come second. Yeah.
With all sincerity.
With all sincerity, yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Good. Always a pleasure. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in this tipping comp, mate. There's a couple of chances there.
I am very nervous, but we'll see how we go. Best of luck on the weekend, boys. I hope you guys give yourselves a really good chance and results hope maybe go your way. Hopefully things work out. So otherwise it's
if not, mate, we certainly can't say that we were unlucky or anything. We lost some games we probably shouldn't have ourselves, and we were in a lot of games that we let get away from us. So it's
nature of the competition.
We learn. Exactly right.
Second year syndrome for the Peckerlands.
We love. What's that sign say?
Shouldn't matter where you really come in the Premier League season. Like as long as you keep a good fan base and you got a good culture. That's all that matters.
It takes
really.
time to build stuff, and you can go from here to zero pretty quickly in this game.
The second year syndrome has definitely been not on our minds, but it's been talked about before the season started, and losing to Broadbeach by a shot, while that may have been disappointing, I suppose we went into the match as underdogs, and at the end of the day, that's probably not the match that really hurt us. It was probably the loss to Drayton, I think. But at the same time, a bowl here and there, we could have lost to Hamilton, was only a bowl in it, really. Yeah. So that just shows the strength of the competition, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. It's been great. The feedback that I've got from over the internationals that have played this year has been really, really positive, and it's been really, really good. Great season. Can't wait for next weekend. So, yeah.
Might just read before we go. Just read his last. I think Ronald's a little bit upset. So Ronald Byers again. Will the teams play their games even when their stars are unavailable? I'm not sure I understand the context of the question. I'm assuming you're referring to the draw.
Referring to Tweed?
Yeah, maybe.
And then Ronald, he also says, maybe I should ask Brian Marshall that Chris question. So Ronald's a little bit upset tonight, Ronald. So pour yourself
I don't know why you'd be asking Brian
mate,
Marshall anything in regards to the Premier League.
Pour yourself a glass of wine and chill out. You'll be right.
That's something that we'll probably get. To be fair, I think I know what you're talking about, mate. And I think it'll get discussed probably at the AGM.
Yeah.
We keep referring to it, but that's pretty much where everything's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's a concept that New South Wales are bringing in that sounds really, really cool in regards to your players. So that'll probably get talked about at the AGM anyway. I kind of like the idea, so I'll probably bring it up. And if it gets voted on, then it's a good idea. So.
What is the idea for New South Wales?
I think pretty sure they're introducing a Platinum Premier League next year, which will start after our Premier League, so it still allows both states to sort of go down and up, which is really, really good of them to do that. I think it starts around April 6th, maybe, off the top of my head.
No clash of seasons between the states?
No clash. I think Melbourne are shortening their season to 14 weeks, but I don't know. I think they still clash. and then they play a lot of Friday night games too, so it kind of still works up for players up here. And I think they rule with like your marquees. You can have 2 marquees, so you can have unlimited marquees, say 5 or 6, registered with your club, so you can put down before the season starts. Like, I've got 5 marquees, but you can only play 2 at any given game.
Okay.
So
And
you might have 5 down on the books.
Etc.
You might have 5 players on the books, but for any given game, say Aaron Wilson and Ben Twist couldn't make it for Tweed one week, then they've also got Jeremy Henry and Ray Pearce on the books, and they fly them up and play them instead of Twisty and Disco or whatever. But
it's an interesting concept.
so in case those stars can't make games, like you said, mate, like there could be options where they've nominated actually more, but they can only play the nominated amount, which is 2, but they can have more on their books. So, yeah.
Yeah, no.
But that's just something that they're doing. I think it's a great idea, but whether
why AGMs are so important, and we encourage everyone to come.
Chris, what's your internet like for live stream?
Pretty good, isn't it, Robbie?
Sorry?
Internet, pay attention, Robbie, come on. Internet at Muzzy for live streaming is, I think it's one of the better ones for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we have no dramas there.
Up on the hill there. Wind doesn't affect it.
Paul Turner says, Chris... that was the question. Shane Kelsey says, get you in the Pelicans box. Probably referring to me there. I don't just want to get in, mate. If Muzzy make it, I want a shirt, I want a hat, I want free drinks.
Well, you
Amazing. Henselite, BCIB, the Dolphin Cove here at Paradise Point, Cooper's Brewery, and of course Muzzy Hill, home of the Premier League finals. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the bowls. Enjoy your Premier League. And the live stream game this weekend is Tweed versus Belmont at Tweed Head. So that'll be the live stream.
Oh, is that the live stream game?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so that'll be good. Everyone gets to watch what happens there.
Tasty.
Go the Blaze. And yeah, say hi to your mum for me.